Hey everyone, and welcome to Ionan's Edge. Today I'm reviewing a production prototype knife from QSP called the Hedgehog. Let's jump right in with some basic specs. There are 2 3/4 inches of usable 14C 28N fine edge on this blade. It is running on a full flat ground satin blade. You get a good look at the profile there and also a look at the spine. It's using a full stainless frame with micarta scales. The scale length on the knife is 3 3/4 inches. The tip to tail length of the knife is 6.6. And the weight on my digital scale came in at a very feathery light 2.95 ounces. Let's talk about my first impressions and likes. Build quality is very good on this knife. It has solid fit and finish. You can barely, just right up here at the very front, see a couple of the little lines in here where the layers are. The rest of it looks fantastic. Overall, I would say this thing looks really, really solid. No issues in that area whatsoever. And then when we talk about how strong the knife is, you really can't move this blade. I mean, there's maybe just tiny little bit when you're really tugging on this thing of perceptible movement, but it is not very much at all. It is a very small amount when it's fully deployed. So the other thing about this knife being a traditional slip joint style is I love the fact that this spring action here is really hard. You got to press, see it start to move? You got to press really hard to get this knife to start to close. Also, the back spacer here does fit in there very nice. There is a little bit more room there, you can see, so it doesn't rub, but it does have a nice fit to it. It's not seamless. There is definitely a seam there, but it looks solid and nice. There's not any really big gaps or anything that I think looks, there we go, anything that I think looks, poorly put together. I also mentioned how hard it was to close the knife, but also the walk and the torque on it is really good. The walk smooth, there's the torque, it closes up. Yeah, and then, right? So walk and talk, very good on this. The micarta is great. Like I said, I love that they did this scalloping on it. QSP does have a pretty good reputation for good micarta that's solid. It feels good in your hand. It doesn't feel slippery or slick. So kudos on that. Beautiful job on the micarta. Like I said, texturing is perfect. So since it's a production sample, I only cut minimal things with it. I sliced some paper to see how it cuts. It's definitely a slicing knife. And I did cut through one piece of cardboard just to see how it pulls through something a little thicker. No marks, doesn't seem to have affected the knife at all. So it gets high marks and a big thumbs up for its cutting ability. It feels really good. It's sharp, cuts great, and feels nice in the hand for a traditional style knife that feels kind of modern feeling. Also, the 14C28N should hold up nicely. It's a steel that QSP offers a lot, and I think it's a great choice for this particular knife. You don't really need the nail nick to open this knife. It's got enough blade spine here and a big enough amount of blade area sticking out that it's pretty easy to get to, but it's nice to have it anyway. And again, the walk and talk on the knife is very good. Are there any dislikes? Truthfully, there really aren't. I really dig this knife a lot, and I think this was a very, very smart move from QSP to offer a knife like this in their model lineup. I think it was a good move from them. I do have a small suggestion in that I hope they offer several micarta variations, not just their traditional black and brown, although black and brown would be nice. If you've ever seen the bright blue micarta they put on the Hawk and on the Pelican, I think that with this texturing would look amazing, just absolutely amazing. There's no doubt that it would look great on this little Hedgehog. The other thing I would say is that I don't have a final street price on this knife yet. I will tell you in just a moment after I size compare where it's expected to fall, and I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. So let's do a couple of quick size comparisons. First, I'm going to show you another knife that's small, that's like a pocket size or fifth pocket carry knife. It's a little smaller than this. It is the MKM Izanzo. I do not have another slip joint that's kind of in this size to show you. But here you can see pivot to pivot that the MKM Izanzo is definitely a lot smaller knife. I mean, this is a true fifth pocket carry knife, and it's made to be carried, you know, kind of like this. So there you go. That's the MKM Izanzo, obviously smaller than the Hedgehog. But here's another knife that tons of people are familiar with and a lot of people own. Fits right into this size category as far as small folders. This is the Wee Banter. And look at that. Bang. So there's a very close comparison. Now, I will say that when you have the Wii folded up, it's going to be almost exactly the same length. Just ever so slightly longer right here at this curve. But boy, they are awfully close. So that gives you an idea size-wise. Alrighty, so let's talk about my summary of this knife. This should be, the Hedgehog should be a home run for QSP. It is expected at this point in time to come in somewhere between about $55 and $85, depending probably on which scale options you get with it. I think that's a great price for a modern looking, traditional / slip joint type of knife with this steel, this fit and finish, and in this size category. I personally love the knife, so I'm really impressed with the build quality on it, the blade steel, and this was fun to carry. It really was fun to carry, and even though I didn't get to use it very much because it is a production sample, I felt like the little bit of cutting I did with it, it's promising for sure. So I'm gonna say this about the QSP Hedgehog. Ding, ding, ding. We have a winner, folks. When this comes out, which is expected to be by the end of 2022 at the moment, it should be in the $55 to $85 price range. And I think you should definitely think about adding one of these to your collection. Even if you're not a fan of more traditional looking slip joints, I think at this price point, this is one I'm going to add to my collection. So there you go, folks. That is the QSP Hedgehog that will be coming out hopefully before the end of 2022, possibly in November or December, according to what we've been told. I hope you liked this video and this sneak peek at an up-and-coming knife. If you did, consider hitting the like button and subscribing to my channel for future content notifications. Once again, I'm Ionin. Thank you for watching and stay sharp, folks.